So now what I'm doing is just slicing up some of the same smoked salmon. I'm slicing it up because I want to make some spicy salmon rolls. And these don't have to be really fine. It's not like the California roll, which we kind of dice quite small. It doesn't have to be quite like that, just so it's in kind of some pieces. Okay, so we're just making sort of what goes into spicy salmon. So this is chopped up salmon, and I'm just going to mix it with some of this sriracha sauce, and if I'm not pronouncing that right, I'm sorry, but you just put a little bit in. And this is kind of like a personal taste thing too. Some people are going to find more or less spicy, but this stuff is really spicy. So you kind of want to, it's the same thing as when you were putting the rice vinegar into the rice. You just add it in slowly, so that way you know you haven't put too much in. Okay, so now what we're going to do is just start having some fun. So honestly, you don't actually have to follow any kind of recipe if you don't want to. So what I'm doing now is I just have a piece of nori with rice already on it. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to put a little piece of crab on here because I like crab. And I'm just going to finish off this little piece with a half piece of this. Because really what sushi is just what you like with rice. I mean, if you liked shrimp and you wanted some cucumber and you wanted some avocado, you put them together and they work. If you'll ever look at, like, most sushi is really the same thing over and over and over again. It's salmon and it's crab and it's shrimp and avocado. So really it's kind of what you do with it in the end that makes it different. So this time what I'm going to do is take some crab and put it with some cucumber, which I have sliced up here. One little piece at the end. And I think what I'm going to do is use that onion that I made at the beginning, and I'm just going to put a little bit on here, because I know that it's going to add a little bit of flavor. You might not think so. You might not even like onion, and this does not look appealing to you at all, and that's fine. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be the same to anybody. Honestly, if you liked peanut butter and jam in your rice, you could do that too. I mean, some people might think that that tastes a little bit funny, and probably someone who's like a Japanese sushi chef probably wouldn't like it either, but whatever, it's whatever you want. I'm actually going to put, what would I like to put with this? I'm going to put, well, I'm going to put a little bit of mayonnaise. Like I said, that's one of the major ingredients in all sushi. Just get it a little low. I'm also going to put some of this, it's ginger soy sauce. If you go to your grocery store, there's like tons and tons of sauces in the store that they use. You can use for stir fries or whatever, but also make sushi really, really yummy. You can use barbecue sauce if you wanted to. You can use plum sauce if you wanted to. You can do whatever you want. So now I'm just going to roll that up. So these are the sushi rolls that I just made, and what I did as I made them is I put them back into the same bowl as the sushi rice was in, and cutting it and serving it right away. It will dry out just the same as the rice that we talked about in the bowl. So that's how I kind of get around that cut. And I'm going to start in the middle of the roll right here. And I'm going to make, trying not to saw as much as you can. And I'm going to try to make it into about 6 to 8 pieces. Okay, so we're just finishing up cutting up these sushi rolls, and we're just adding presentation. So this one is the other spicy salmon, and I'm just going to make this one a little bit more special. So this is how I cut the first one. It looks just like that, just in a row, whatever, kind of just plain, that's fine. So what I'm going to do with the second one is I'm actually going to take a piece of leftover smoked salmon that I have here from when I was making the other rolls. So what I'm going to do is just lay it in little strips on the top of this roll. Just kind of makes it a bit nicer, and you'll notice in a lot of restaurants they do this. They just add like a little something on top, and it just sort of makes the whole roll a little bit different than it otherwise would have. And now what I'm going to do, so I've laid it on top, and the rice is still really sticky, so it should just adhere right to the roll. What I'm going to do is just take, again, my bamboo mat and just put it over top and just sort of squeeze it onto the roll, just so it kind of just has that, sticks to it a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is show you a little trick to keep your knife pretty clean, and this is rice vinegar, and I'm just going to add it to a little bit of water, just like that. And so in between, when you're using your knife, what you can do is just dip it in this water and let it run down, and that'll really help it when it's cutting through the rice. So what I'm going to do now is do the same thing with the other roll. Start in the middle, just saw right down. 3, 4, so we're going to get 8 pieces out of this roll. Oops. Piece doesn't really want to stay on there very well. Okay, now let's fix that. Okay, and then we're going to lay it out on this plate. And we'll just lay it out on its side. Just like this, or however it is you want to put it. Oh, actually, this was the Philadelphia roll, so that's good. Adds a little bit more to it. So now I'm going to put some sauce on the sushi. This one is a sweet chili sauce, and this will work on a lot of different kinds of sushi, especially anything with avocado or cucumber, vegetables that kind of don't have a ton of taste. It's a great addition to put on. And what you can do is just take your sauce, and you literally just put it down your sushi like this, and it just jazzes it right up. I'm also going to take this one, because I know that this is actually this ginger soy sauce that we used before inside one of these rolls. This works really well as one of these too. So I'm just going to drizzle that on as well. Just like that. And it actually adds so much taste. And what you can also do, if you want to be really concerned with your presentation, you can take some of these sesame seeds that we were putting on the rice before,